see, do we have anybody?
No, you're good. Just don't.
I'm not seeing all our folks on that one.
I'm here, Your Honor. Tina Day.
Good morning. See this.
Melanie Parkinson, I'm her guardian.
Okay, thank you.
Matthew Cox is her father.
Okay, thank you.
Rebecca Ford, I'm the mother.
Morning.
Morning.
I think I saw Miss Winkles log in. Do we have Mr. Anagnostic?
For mine respondent.
All right, Mr. Reisenberg, thank you. So where are we at on this one? We put this over from the last hearing.
I believe we're ready to go today, Your Honor.
I think that's accurate. I think we set it over so that Mr. Anagnosti would have an opportunity to talk with his client.
Okay, and I do not see Mr. Anagnosti here yet. Excuse me.
I'll reach out to him real quick, Your Honor, if you want to call this in just a couple minutes.
All right, I'm going to call a different case then real quick. We'll come right back to this. Everybody just sit tight.
Good morning.
Yeah, she's there.
Good morning.
I'm muting because they call a whole bunch of different cases before. You know what I mean? Like it's like.
So I've got somebody named Heather. I'm going to mute you. We're getting a lot of feedback, so we can unmute you. There we go. Okay. Ms. Farr, we just appointed you on this case, so where are we at on this?
Your Honor, this I have interviewed the proposed guardian and the minor, but not the other parties yet. So I just need a little more time to get that done.
Okay. How much time do you think you're going to need to do that?
To be able to interview and do my report, I think a month.
Does anybody have any objection to the status quo for the next month?
No, Your Honor.
This is Lavana. This is Trinity's mom. I was actually just wondering why I wasn't contacted to schedule an interview when this was originally done 3 weeks ago.
Well, we just appointed Ms. Farr at the last hearing, as I recall.
Correct.
And so I didn't.
Contacted for an interview in that time frame.
I'm sorry?
I haven't been contacted for an interview during that time frame.
Okay, I don't know. Ms. Farr, do you have her contact information?
I believe I do. Like I said, I've contacted the proposed guardian and the minor, but I haven't had a chance to contact either parent.
Okay.
So I'll be doing that. I'll be reaching out soon.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I can extend the status quo then the 26th.
That works for me.
Okay, so that'd be
Of March?
26th of March, and that would be at 10:30.
Okay. That's the day before Trinity's birthday. So hopefully we can get things settled then.
Okay, thank you for that update. So Ms. Farr, maybe you can address that as far as your report as well.
Yes, I will.
Okay, very good. I'll do an order right after docket, and we'll be back on the 26th at 10:30.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Morning.
Good morning. So do we have, let me see here. Is Turnbull?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
Okay, very good. So I started reading through this case, and this looks like this has been, all the hearings had been done previously by Judge Hahn, so I'm not as familiar with the case as she is. My thought is this probably should be on her docket. So she can, when I look at this, it's a couch as a motion for relief, but it's really almost a motion for reconsideration to some level. Because I didn't participate in the underlying orders. So
Yeah, Your Honor, Judge Hahn's been on the last few hearings, and then I think Judge Scudder made the original order, and Judge Warning was on a few hearings, but it does seem like Judge Hahn has been kind of handling it the last few hearings.
So would anybody have any problem? I can put this on for this Thursday, day after tomorrow at 10:30? At 10:30. And then like I said, she's way more familiar with how we got to where we're at today. And I think she's probably in the best position to make a ruling on the request.
Your Honor, just to familiarize, you were on the evidentiary hearing for the case, just a refresher. So not too much has changed since then. Having said that, we do have a review hearing on this case Thursday with Judge Hahn, so I don't think we have any objection, but I think our clients are mostly interested in getting this dealt with as soon as possible. So if we could move forward today, that'd be great, but I'd understand if the court wants to move it.
Well, given that, I guess I know that Judge Hahn she'd issued a warrant on the case. And so she's got a lot more intimate knowledge of kind of the underpinnings of where we're at as we sit here today. And that's my concern. You said there's already a review set for Thursday?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So if it's already on for Thursday, my thought would be just to move this motion to that hearing so it's all dealt with in one place.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So there is no orders needed on this end since the order is already in place. We'll move this motion, schedule it for Thursday, which would be the 29th at 10:30 in the morning. And I will forward the bench copies that were provided for this hearing to her, so she has that, so there wouldn't be a need for any additional bench copies. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Okay, I sent it.
There's been some confusion, Your Honor, about what was going on with this, what's it called, the interrogatory or something. And we're trying to send him an email about some stuff, and apparently he hasn't gotten it yet or something.
Okay. Well, I'm not. I need to get him on here because he is representing the mother.
No,
No, he's representing me, Your Honor.
Oh,
Yeah,
you.
Aaron-
I'm sorry. I had that backwards.
Wayne's representing them.
Okay, so Ms. Day, did you reach out to Mr. Anagnostou?
Are you asking me, sir?
No, this day.
Oh.
No, I was not, sir. I was, Ms. Day's our guardian. Is it correct? Yeah, Ms. Day, did you reach out to Mr. Anagnostou?
Yes, Your Honor, I did. I haven't heard back from him yet,
Okay,
but I did send him an email.
okay.
And this was his request for a set over. So I don't know if Father has any information he can offer about his contact with Mr. Anagnostou or not, but I have reached out to him.
And if we want to set this over for another week, I have no problem with that.
That would probably be best. My
Yes.
concern with continuing to set it over is that it just continues to get pushed out over and over and over. We've had several set overs on this case.
Me and my lawyer have not been able to meet in person yet. So if we could push this off another week, that would be greatly appreciated.
All right, currently we're under just an emergency order, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I think given the circumstances, I don't think I can proceed without Mr. Anagnostou here. I'm not sure why he's not here. This was his request to set it over. Unless he's stuck on another docket someplace, which I don't know what else we have going on right this minute. And it sounds like, at least from Mr. Cox, they haven't had a chance to talk. So probably setting it over one additional week. I'm a little concerned about 1 week if they haven't had a chance to talk. Do you have an appointment with Mr. Anagnostou, sir?
I don't have an appointment yet. We've already talked this morning a little bit about on the phone about the paperwork, and he had to go. He goes, I have to go. And one of his assistants have called and told us a few things, but we don't have an appointment yet.
Okay.
Maybe, Your Honor, we could go over 2 weeks and also maybe set this for a trial assignment at the same time. Just in the interest of moving this case forward. It's been pending for quite some time.
That's kind of what I was thinking. If it's going to be contested, we'll need to get it on a trial assignment docket. I could put it on for next Wednesday, the 6th, for a trial assignment.
And that works for me, Your Honor.
Okay, so that'd be at 1 o'clock, and that'll be for picking an actual date for a trial if it's not resolved short of that.
Okay.
And those are Zoom hearings, so you can appear the same way. We'll
And
get
then
that
set this matter
information.
over to the 12th. Is that what you're?
That's what I'm thinking, and then put the review hearing over 2 weeks to the 12th. That'll give Mr. Cox an opportunity to talk to his attorney. If it doesn't need to be set for trial, if there's a resolution, that could be dealt with at trial assignment possibly or stricken, but we'll leave it on for the 12th for review or entry of other orders. And then I'll do another order extending to the 12th at 10:30.
I believe
Judge,
our
this is
Perfect. Thank you, Your Honor.
my client's motion for temporary orders. Mr. Baldwin and I have been in discussion over the course of the past week or so. I think we're making some headway on many of the requests in my client's motion. I think we've agreed for the time being to set this out 2 or 3 weeks. I'll let Mr. Baldwin pick when. And in the meantime, just enter some garden variety civil restraining orders preventing anybody from damaging or removing or disposing of the personal property that everybody agrees is still inside the primary home of these parties. And we are currently trying to get a date certain for my client to go pick up many of those things contained therein. So that's kind of where we're at for now. So I guess long story short, set over 2 or 3 weeks and hope to have this resolved by then.
And that is agreed, Your Honor. I'm fine.
All right, so we'll put it over the 19th at 1, and you want to just submit an agreed order as to the temporary matters?
That's fine.
Yes, I'll do that.
Yes.
Okay. I will sign that when I see it.
Thank you, Judge.
Afternoon.
So this, I didn't see any responding pleadings on this one.
I had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Brown this morning. We had received, my client had received in the mail a notice from support enforcement. And so I contacted Ms. Brown, and she has filed a request for child support. So she acknowledges paternity. And so going forward, I was looking at the forms. I guess we'd like to not require genetic testing, that the parties agree that that my client's the father, and then go to the next step, which is visitation and child support. And I was looking at the forms. I'm not sure what order we would enter at this point to accomplish that.
Excuse me, Ms. Brown, you agree that he is the father of the child?
Yes.
Okay. We probably need some sort of either stipulation or something filed that for the record here.
I'm sorry, what did you say? It broke up.
Yeah, some sort of getting some back from somewhere. It's maybe, I think, Ms. Brown, I'm gonna mute you for just a minute. I think we're getting feedback.
Okay.
You should still be able to hear me. Is that yes? Okay, there we go. Something's happening. We're getting feedback from your speaker. So what I think we probably need is some sort of document that both parties sign that acknowledges the paternity, and then at that juncture, probably just need a motion, and then we can take a look at the visitation of that. I don't have a motion before me on that.
Right, you don't.
So if you want to file a motion, I mean, obviously if you all can come up with an agreed order, so what that should look like on a temporary basis, so it's certainly not going to get in the way of that. If not, I would say file a motion and note it on appropriately. And then Ms. Brown, if you get that motion and there's not agreement, you'd need to file some sort of response as to what your position on that would be. And then we'll be happy to take a look at that.
So I will prepare an agreed acknowledgement of paternity and order granting paternity, and then I'll be contacting Ms. Brown to see if we can work out issues. If not, we could file a motion.
Okay. We're here pretty much every week at 1 o'clock.
Right.
Okay. All right. So I'll await, well, I'll just wait a motion at this point. And if you have an order, just send that to my attention. I'll get it entered.
Oh, yeah. I was going to, I had neglected to ask, I'll give her a call and ask what her email address is, and so I can communicate by email with Ms. Brown.
Okay. So Ms. Brown, Mr. Agnost will reach out to you if you guys can connect up as far as your communications back and forth. He'll put together an order from today, send it to you for approval, and then I'll get that entered here, and then we'll address any other issues that come up. Okay, great. Thank you. I don't know what we're doing today because I didn't have a motion or anything.
It's a review. Back in December, there was review on a contempt originally found, I think, in June, where the court was setting reviews to confirm compliance with delinquency in payment of support. So it was on today for a review of that.
The last hearing I saw scheduled was back in December, I thought.
I believe it was December was the last review date, December 13, I think. Ms. Baldwin has the file, but she did review the material with me. In December, Ms. Gilliam was ordered for transfer payments from support. I believe it was $500 a month that included $17 of arrears, in addition to the payment obligation. Just trying to find the note, Your Honor, in Odyssey.
What I've got at looks like there was a hearing in December on the 5th that said a hearing on the 26th. And then that apparently didn't happen.
I think an agreed order was entered. They were able to work out an agreement, was my understanding. So I'm just looking here. And I apologize, Your Honor, I'm trying to piece through. Okay. So December 12th, 2023, cover sheet to petitioner's arrears payment plan. At the court hearing in December, a review was set for if the parties weren't able to create an agreed payment plan. It reflected a payment plan of $500 a month with a review February 27th via Zoom here in court at 1 o'clock. And my notes are the payment for December was made in the amount of $500. January was paid in the amount of $500. And February, only $380 was paid. So again, delinquent. Our request was going to be to set a review in May. Our concern is Ms. Gilliam only makes payments when she is concerned about the potential for contempt, and even with a review this month, didn't make the full payment amount. So I don't know if she's one of these other names that have been let in.
You know, is Alina Gilliam present?
Yes, that is me, Your Honor. My last name is now Stockwell.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So we were just talking about your case. I don't know if you heard all that. I guess I'm trying to find whatever. I don't have an order.
And I can see. So the clerk's minutes from the December 5th hearing, the court's ruling required petitioner provide a plan to Ms. Baldwin's office reflecting payments. It was set to review on December 26th. If plans agreed, then that date might not would be able to be struck. So then an email agreement was made that was filed with a cover sheet December 12th, reflecting the review date today, as well as a payment plan of $500 a month. And where we are today is December and January was paid timely, but February was not. February, $380 of the $500 payment has been made. There's 120 late for February. My notes
And
are,
the agreement we had, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, I'm sorry.
right. Go ahead.
No, you're
In the
fine, I'll
agreement,
just-
we had said that 100 and or 250 would be paid with the check that we would get on the 7th of the month, and then the other 250 with the second check we get on the 22nd of the month. Once that 22nd check did hit, I did make a payment. It doesn't pull until 2 to 3 days later, though, business days. It's set to pull today for the last 125.
It is in the email chain that she indicated that because of paydays that they would pull some on one pay, some on the next paycheck. It's possible because it's a short month that it did not reflect by the time of today's hearing and our prior contact with our client that it had been paid. Ms. Baldwin's request was going to be to set a review in May to confirm payments are continuing to be made. She did want the inquiry of the court to have a attorney's fee of 1 hour, $525, because it was delinquent prior to court today. We haven't been able to confirm with our client that it is posted, or if it posts tomorrow. Does not believe there had been attorney's fees previously awarded. And this has had to be reviewed many times because there is a pattern or track record of the payments not getting made timely. But I do see it does appear that what she reflected is in the email chain that was filed, that it would draw out of 2 different paychecks. So it's possible February's will be paid in full by the end of the month.
Right, and it looks like, I mean, it says basically 500 a month. Well, I'm at this juncture, I think I'm going to defer on the attorney fee. I'll consider that if we look at the record, we'll come back at the next review and it didn't come in accordingly, then I'll consider that.
That's fair, Your Honor. I'll make a note for Ms. Baldwin that
Yeah.
reserve on attorney's fees, and we would defer to the court on a date in May. I can pull my calendar and make sure there are no significant issues. The only day in May where we have any issues would be the 21st.
Well, do you want, I guess my question is, do we want to review for the month of May, or do we want to review for the month of April?
I guess how about we review May 7th to make sure it's paid up to that point, which will get us through March and April, 2 more months.
I was either going to say that, or we could go into the next month to review too, but whichever.
How about we do June 4th? If we do May, it's really only going to be 2 months worth of payments. That gives 3 months to make sure that everything continues on the proper track. So if we did June 4th for review.
Are these being paid through support enforcement? Or to support enforcement? It looks like that's what this, so yeah, she's paying through support enforcement, correct?
I believe so, Your Honor, although I don't have the paperwork in front of me. I'm not going to talk so slow that Ms. Baldwin may show up there in front of you, but
I think it must be, because the payment history is from the SHS. So you're making your payment to the department, is that right, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor, I am making it through the online payment services.
Okay. So what I'm going to propose we do, and only this because of my experience in dealing with the SHS, would be to maybe propose we do this June 11th. And that's only to make sure we have a reflection of an accurate payment through the month of June, through the month of May.
that's fine, Your Honor. And that's reasonable, just to make sure there's no delays through the processing.
Yeah, sometimes they have, depending upon when they receive something, it doesn't always reflect. So if we do it the 11th at 1 o'clock, 11th of June, and then we should be in good shape.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Ms. Baldwin just walked into the courtroom, so we're setting a review June 11th to reflect, to monitor the next 3 months, please. All right, so Ms. Stockwell, you understand you'll need to be present again, same way on the 11th of June, 1 o'clock. You need to make your payments timely for the next 3 months, and we'll see how that goes.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome, which I'm not complaining about.
No. Well, then I got here and I'm like, and the door's locked. Yeah. Am I? Are they not?
That should have been open. Yeah, that's kind of hard to say. I had a lady named Sherry iPhone who just logged in. I'm not.
I've been attending this and I don't know why.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'm in jail and I'm
Oh, okay.
observing.
Oh, okay. Well,
Thank you.
yeah, we're done. So we're going to go ahead and end the docket. So have a good afternoon.